Survive to Thrive with me, Dr. Todd, every day, bringing you, at least every weekday, right? And bringing you tips and tricks to get you out of this world of just surviving into a world of thriving, living above in the peace and joy and happiness. It's kind of a cool place to be. And some of these concepts that we're talking about, most of the concepts are there to be able to infuse you with a healthy look at life, a healthy lifestyle. Sometimes we're talking about supplements, sometimes we're talking about motivation, sometimes we will be talking about odds and ends that move you in a direction, if you choose to do so, in a direction that adds to instead of takes away, adds to health, adds to life. And today we're going to be talking about beauty. It's kind of a cool concept to think about. And anybody that is in healthcare has this challenge because in healthcare, we're immediately trained to evaluate a situation, but evaluate a person. And evaluation of the person comes from the way they look, the way they smell, the way they act, the way they show up. All these types of things come and collide to a physician, a nurse, a assistant, whatever, having to make a conclusion on this patient of whether they are sound or not sound, or what the whole situation is bringing in, okay? And this couldn't be any more judgmental from its root value than anything else. And so in healthcare, we're constantly gauging somebody compared to somebody else. And that's on, in our office, it's a posture, it's a look, it's a, like I said, overall kind of take on this person. And so what we talk about in our office, and this is kind of a cool concept to look at, but here there's going to be a statement here down the road here with you today that's going to actually gut check you a little bit. And this is good. Why not look at this? But in our office, we're constantly using this concept of I should look and see her official name. I've always called her Lady Justice. And maybe look it up, but it is a representation. She almost reminds me of the Statue of Liberty, but it's a representation of like law. It's supposed to be, blindfolded, and she is. She's got a blindfold on her, and she's got a scale in one hand, and that scale is tipping a little bit one way more than the other, and she's blind to it. And we use this concept in our office all the time to remind us that people come in and they are allowed to be who they are. Meaning, if we put, the more judgment we put on a situation, the worse that situation becomes for us as individuals. Meaning that I can't tell you how often in my past I've judged people, only to find out it's totally different. So the whole concept, can't judge a book by its cover, it has some resonating truths. I used to be in personal training and personal training studios, and I remember like back-to-back clients, and it was interesting. I had this concept in one time that we would build a personal training studio, which I did, and that studio we would sell packages. So you'd come in, and I looked at and designed and said, look, in order to make the most drastic change in a body, somebody wanted to really make this drastic change a body, we needed this. And so we'd sell a package of a certain amount, and it had a cost. And they could pay that weekly, they could pay it up front and get a discount, meaning a couple of training sessions for free if they paid it up front. And I had two clients back to back, and we had this glass front. And the first client came in, it was like 8 o'clock in the morning. This Porsche pulls up, beautiful brand new Porsche. I was like, oh, that is cool. I'm a fan of horsepower. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, but immediately in my mind I go, well, this should be an easy sell. I mean, so we would train one day with this patient, with a client, and this client would have to make a decision. Like, okay, I like this. I like what you're bringing. This is what we are offering. We kind of showcase what we do. And what do you want to do? Do you want to move forward and schedule a time and pay the money or not? And so we had this kind of transition point. And the guy in the Porsche was like, after the training session, he was like, yeah, it was really good. All right, here's what it's going to cost. This is what you need. What do you want to do? And he goes, well, are you going to give me a discount? I said, well, if you pay up front, you get these 2 visits, and it's good. And he's like, no, I'm talking like a discount. And I go, well, no, because what we do, it has total value. And I was very like, hey, I can help you make changes, and I'm willing to do this with you, but I'm not willing to discount because I know what I bring to the table is really good. And we're already at a comfortable price that I'm comfortable with charging. Anything less than that's not worth my time. And literally this guy said, well, if you're not going to cut me a deal, I'm out. And I said, well, okay. And he walks out. And so I had this judgment that like this guy had money because he had a car. Now, the awesome part was the next client that came in. Literally was driving like, I don't know, for lack of better words, so we used to call it like a jalopy. It was just like this beaten down, rust everywhere. Every quarter panel had rust in it. And one of those vehicles that you turn it off and it keeps running. I used to have one of those, so I know how it was like. It was like, what are you doing? Stop. I stopped the ignition, I stopped everything, and it and you could just hear it, and boom. I mean, it was something like from the Beverly Hillbillies. This guy gets out, and he's totally rough looking. And I'm like, here's my day. All right, I got 2 clients booked in the morning. I had 2 chances to sell, and I'm out. And so anyways, take this client through and talked and just kind of had a good time. This guy was super awesome, super neat. We were just talking about odds and ends and his goals and what he was wanting to do. And at the end, I said, well, this is what we have to offer. You did a good job today. This is where we could take you. What do you want to do? And he goes, I'll do that. I said, the whole package. He goes, yeah, I totally want that. And literally goes out to his car, brings back cash. So we didn't have to run credit cards, anything like that, and just counted out $100 bills. Now, you could not predict this from a worldly view, a status that you would actually put on people. And here's the point today. This is crazy because I learned such a lesson back in 1999, I think it was. I remember to this day that it was like, don't ever judge. And so Lady Justice with her blindfold on sits there and lets the scale tip to where it will tip, irregardless of what she sees. She doesn't want to have any judgment on this. And it's a great way to look at life. And it's a great way that we run. And when patients walk in the door, we don't hold them. I am the same today as I am tomorrow with every single person because we don't know. It's not my decision on what they want to do with their care, nor could I judge what their finances are, what their time looks like, and everything along those lines. So we run this Lady Justice with this picture in our mind and a picture in our office of this Lady Justice being blind to what goes on. Because it's unwinding as a healthcare practitioner. Literally what we were taught to do was to judge people. You have to judge people and walk in the clothes they wear. Like, are you dressed well? That must mean you're taking care of yourself. Not necessarily. The guy in the suit that's dressed up really well might be drinking himself to death at night. See, the concept of judging based on appearance is fundamentally flawed. And here's the reason why. Here is the reason why. Because everything that you see in somebody else as flaws are a reflection of what you see in yourself. Remember I said that's just going to gut check you a little bit? So everything that you see in somebody else, I'll say it again, everything that you see in somebody else is 100% a reflection of you. You see love in somebody else, you're seeing love in yourself. You see what? You see like yuck in somebody else, you're seeing the yuck in yourself. So the tip and the trick today is that you will find when you're more happy about who you are and yourself, that you come with less judgment. It's never perfect. We judge all the time because we have eyes and we have ears and we have a nose. We're going to judge. It happens instantaneously. It's like you cannot shut your brain off. But you get to see and literally choose which direction you see. You can see beauty in everything. If you look at the wildlife and God's creations, some of those animals out there, you're like, are you kidding me? Look how ugly that thing is. But then you could actually find the beauty as well. And so if you are one that is very judgmental. Facebook, when you sit there and scroll through Facebook, oh my God, look at that person in their bathing suit. Look at that person. They think they're on vacation. They think they're so cool on vacation. We've all done it, haven't we? You're like, what we're seeing is the fact that we should be on vacation. And I haven't taken the time to be able to pour into my family and allocated the resources to be able to go on vacation. That's why you are angry at that person on vacation. You see everything that you see as negative in somebody else is a reflection of what's going on in your own life. There it is. And so you want to change your life and your reflection of what you see. You start seeing beauty, and it starts with seeing beauty in yourself. Beauty, read you a quote, beauty inextricably is linked with the way you feel and how you treat yourself. You wake up in the morning and treat yourself like shit. What do you think you're going to see throughout the day? You end up seeing shit, absolute shit. You're going to focus on shit throughout your day because it's in how you feel and how you've been treating yourself. You wake up in the morning and you exercise and you move in a direction that is healthy. You actually open your mouth and put things in your mouth that actually add value to you, give you energy, that are known to be able to give you energy. And throughout the day, you're going to exude this and only see this. You see, the tip and the trick is no tip or no trick. It's just how you see. And literally putting the filters on which direction you want. You have glasses that you can put on. Literally these blue blocking glasses that I'm wearing right now in front of a screen. Okay, you have glasses that you put on. You have 2 pairs of glasses and you get to put which one you choose to put on. The whole rose-colored glasses where you see the beauty and everything. It lightens up the day. Or the grayscale where you get to actually pick out and pick on every aspect of that person, that thing, the environment, and you see it mostly the way you want to see it. But as you start taking care of yourself and pouring into yourself, I exercise today because that's what I want. Hey, I'm going to do something like schedule a massage and make sure I get adjustments, and we start to see my own body feel better about myself, and wake up and look in the mirror and you're like, I like that person. I'm okay. I still got a little fat roll here and there, but I like that person. You start to exude that and you start to see that in other people. So if you're having issues with seeing the beauty in people, start by seeing the beauty in yourself. That's the tip and the trick today. In love, light, and truth, we will talk to you tomorrow.